Connecticut School of Broadcasting does not count. Connecticut School of Broadcasting does not count. Do you need that light? You can up here too. You need that light? Okay, that's fine. It looks good up here too. No, it looks good. Turn it off. Yeah, it looks good. Hey, what's up, Keena? Keena, checking in from Cali. Keena McFadden.
Hey, Keena.
Look at the picture. You ready, sis?
I'm ready. You guys can go to 1089 on Facebook and can see the whole studio, hear what we're listening to in our ears. But I also love y'all chatting with me in between time.
And it's on Power 108.9, Syndy B.
Thank you.
There it is. It's right there.
Did you confirm?
There.
Did you confirm?
Yes. You ready?
Hey, Andy. Hey, Carla.
You ready, sis?
I'm ready. Cheers, cheers. You are here with me at 7 o'clock on this Thursday. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And y'all know I can't cheer by myself. I got my co-host here, Jahada Arias. How you doing, boo?
What up, girl? I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's going on today?
It was just a little hot for me to hear. Sorry.
Oh, I got some Q-tips for you if you need it.
Q-tips ain't got nothing to do with it.
It's that hair. Remember, it's that hair in the way. Remember?
Remind her, Syndy B.
Yes.
No, it's not that.
Mm-hmm. What's going on? What's good?
Oh, it's groovy, man. Just enjoying this lovely, wonderful pollen weather.
Now, you struggle with the pollen, but I do love the nice weather that's going on right here.
Yeah.
And it's Braves season. Yay! If y'all don't know, we are in the home of the Braves. We are in the SunTrust Braves Stadium every Thursday, and it's about to be popping over here. I'm going to have to go outside and see what's going on. It's popping today. I was kind of nervous about traffic, but let me tell you something about Atlanta traffic. Y'all know how that is, right? But I need y'all to know, when you're in Atlanta traffic, you don't have the right to have all this space in between you and the next car, okay? We got enough to do. What you about to say?
Oh, no, I wasn't saying that. I'm just listening about the crazy. Oh, you know what? I will share this.
Okay.
I was on Atlanta and on 285 yesterday, and it was like midday. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I witnessed a car come all the way from the right lane all the way to the two cars, and it just ran straight into the median. So y'all just be careful out there, man. It could be at any time of the day. Pay attention, because the car in front of me pressed brake immediately.
Ooh.
And of course, that caused me to do what I had to do. But if you're not paying attention, that could have been a whole different scenario.
That could have been a situation, and we get into a lot of situations here in Atlanta. That's part of all the traffic. Hey, Daddy. Okay, but listen, what we're going to get into today, all right, we're going to talk a little bit about marriage and children. We're going to talk about that. Is it okay to change your mind later in your marriage, or whether or not you want kids or not? Or spring it on there. I said I didn't want kids, but now I want kids. And we're also going to talk about when you go through a breakup. How do you break up with the friends of the relationship? Okay?
That's interesting.
Yes, that's hard. That's tough. So we're going to talk about that.
It should.
And y'all know, if y'all been following me on Instagram, y'all know we're going to talk about hashtag Jussie Smollett. And I'm going in, okay? I done replayed stuff. I got receipts of what my peoples in this studio was talking about. And I know my co-host going to be on some bull.
I got stuff to say about that, too.
We're going to see what you're going to have to say. When we come back, you are listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
What'd you say? You got receipts?
I got receipts.
Oh, ask me. You can still. Okay, ask me. Ask me. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear this. You're fine, Sid. You got your hair in your earphone.
My daddy said.
Jahira, you sound fine to us.
Oh, you definitely sound good.
You sound fine to us, Jahira. You do that every week.
Maybe it's the headphones. Cause it is the tradition.
My daddy said, "Hey, pretty daughter."
We went to school 20 years ago.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't wait for you to try to call me out. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
What happened? What I do?
You must have started it. What are you on Instagram?
Facebook.
You must have started the feed before.
Yeah, see?
Like if I
Testing
put in
one,
the title.
You started the feed before.
Like here we go, here we go.
Huh?
Can y'all hear me now? What up, Damien Hall? Chef Troy, Derek, Louise, LA Smooth, what up? All the way from the MIA. Aubrey G Money from Boston. Every week you always in the house. Appreciate the support and the love.
Hey, Barb.
LA, I am coming for you.
That's all right. I'm gonna keep it
305, baby.
Next time.
Look, 305. Can you hear that? 305. Yep. I know what you're saying. It's what is it? It's wait, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, but not right now. At another different time, I'll get it. See, he's testing my mic right now, y'all. So just bear with me.
Hey, cuz.
It's 305. That's what it is. It's 305. 305. Got that.
My daddy.
Now can I? Yep. Yeah. See? He thinking I was making stories up.
You was. He just said that to appease you, Jahira.
No, I can really hear myself now. I felt like I was in a tunnel somewhere. Lost. Confused. Cause breaking up is hard to do. Yes. I'm gonna come up with something. That's how you feel?
That's how I feel.
Oh.
Y'all
You're not gonna feel that way once I get done.
That's your little co-host over
You
there.
know what? But you know what?
Your diva co-host.
Okay.
Yes.
Diva.
Let me tell you, you was all you got to come up with something because you was wholeheartedly he was done.
Oh no, I don't have to come up with something.
Who was done?
She said that.
The words are in the writing. The writings are in the words.
She going all the way. She gonna just go to the grave with it. Like, hi, Allison.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Louise with glasses.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. Yes. Taking it back. This is in the 90s, right? It's in the 90s. There's nothing like 90s music.
1994, something like that. 93. Boys to Men.
91? Okay,
Was it
well,
that
it's Boys
far?
to Men when Boys to Men first came out. Motown, that's what I'm talking about.
Motown Fiddly back again. Yeah. Don't
All
get
right,
me
y'all, we're going to get right into
started.
this. Before we get, I can't wait till we get to our 7:30 crazy today, y'all. Okay, but it ain't 7:30 yet.
She thinks she got something. She
You know what? I
thinks.
can't deal with you today. I can't do it. But this is what I want to talk about.
What?
I'm going to ask you, but we've all been through it. Have you been through a breakup before, Jahida?
Never a day in my life. I have.
Okay, so obviously I have as well. And when I went through my divorce, one of the hardest things, I hadn't experienced it like boyfriend-girlfriend breakup. But in my marriage, when we split, I had to choose, or my friends felt like they had to choose who they were going to remain friends with. And I remember one friend in particular where we were very close, but we met through my ex-husband, and her man were really close friends. So she felt like she had to go with him, her man, and we couldn't kick it, and we couldn't talk. And I remember feeling very, very hurt about that because we were very close in text, and she would tell me what was going on, and we were very close. Have you experienced anything like that in terms of your breakup, but you also have to let go friends that you were really tight with, that you gained in your relationship?
No. Mm-mm.
So, did you gain any friendships?
It was I gained associates.
Okay.
I gained like people that I know, and I mean I see them today, and it's still always love. No. Mm-mm. It's actually more like the opposite for me.
In terms of, explain.
In terms of, he became friends with my friends more, and contacts, stays in touch with my friends.
Okay,
more.
so that's another twist from that. So, he met some of your friends, girlfriends or guy friends or both?
Both.
Okay, so he met people that were your friends first, and then when you all broke up, you all remained friends. I mean, they still are friends.
They are cool. They're still cool. Yeah, I would say yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you would say that they still associate, like communicate on the phone.
Yes.
Even if it's sporadic.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
How do you feel about that?
Let me see. How do I feel? Honestly, at first I had no problem with it.
Okay.
I had no issues whatsoever with it because I'm like, I mean, that doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But now, when it bothers me when you try to come for me.
What do you mean? Explain.
If you contact one of my friends and try to badmouth me to my friend, then it's a problem. Then you don't need to talk to any of my friends because now I don't like, you're like, who are you?
Yeah, no, I feel that. So have you experienced where they did try to badmouth you to one of your friends and your friends gave the willing listening ear?
No, they shut him down immediately and he got mad.
Okay. So in my experience, I've all across the spectrum, I've experienced where someone I've dated or an ex has contacted my friends or my family even to try to badmouth me. The ones who gave them a listening ear are no longer my friends to this day. The ones who shut them down, we tight as ever still. But I appreciate it. As close as I was with my ex's mom, when my ex and I split, she had the conversation with me, that she said, I don't agree with what my son, may have been doing. And that I have a lot of love for you, but this is going to be the last time that we talk. And
that broke your heart.
And no, that to me, that's how it should be. My mom and dad are watching right now, but they still talk to my ex-husband. But it's okay, Daddy. It's okay. I get it now. But I will say that was a transition for me, because we don't share kids together. So I was feeling like, well, why do you have to still talk to them? But over time, I do realize that was their very first son-in-law, and you didn't really look at it as we would ever split, necessarily. But it's not just my mom and dad, it's my sisters, nephews, all of the above. Okay, so I got to flip the script for a minute.
Okay.
Because I was also part of, my marriage as well in terms of children. Do you want children?
Yes.
Okay. What was that?
Because I don't know where this is going, and
no, it's not going anywhere. Cray.
Jahira's pregnant.
Yes, I am pregnant. Having a glass of wine.
Oh no. Okay, so you want children?
No, it's not true.
Would you marry someone that did not want children?
Interesting question. Like at this point in my life, no, I couldn't marry him. And I don't think they would propose to me either because we would have that discussion.
Right.
I had that discussion with my ex.
Okay. What was that, if you don't mind me
the
asking?
Conversation of whether they wanted kids or not. And initially, it was a no. Then it was, well, as long as things are right.
Okay.
I don't really know whatever that meant, but um, but in the end, I realized that's really not what he wanted. He didn't want any more kids.
Okay.
And whether he was with me or not, he didn't want any more kids. So I can force that upon a person.
Okay.
So it wasn't going to work regardless.
Now, how would you feel if they had a kid with someone else after you? And like happily, like, my baby, we about to have a baby.
Congratulations and good riddance.
You wouldn't feel away?
No, because he wasn't for me. I'd be happy. Like, seriously, he was not for me. That's how I am. Like, honestly, there's no reason to harbor over your past.
Okay.
It didn't work out for a reason. Congratulate him.
Okay, so I won't put your age out there, but what if you have a conversation with whomever you're dating, and you both decide, I want to have kids one day. Would you want to go right into it, and let's go and start making these babies, or
are you talking about after marriage?
After marriage. Well,
I don't know.
That's what you.
Like me, I'm a free
you
spirit.
ain't got to be married. You can shack up for 87 years.
No, not 87 years. I don't know if I'll be here for 87 years, but
okay.
but I'm a free spirit, so it would just depend on where we are, what we want to do at that point. Like, if we was together right now and we're happy and we're feeling each other like that, then why not?
Okay.
As long as we can both provide.
Sure.
Don't want to put a situation, cause
that aside. Yeah, that aside.
But yeah, if we're happy and we're in love and we want to start our own little family, then let's do it.
Okay. So what if
hit it?
What if you guys, decide that you wanted to have children, and given your age and what they say our makeup is, everybody's different, but he kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off.
Putting what off?
Having babies.
And he's telling me he's putting it off? Or it's
he's like, okay, we will. Or what if you found out that he was, don't they have some contraceptive now for men? They do. What if you found out?
Where's that blue pill?
It's called a vasectomy.
I don't think that's what she was talking about.
But hey, because he could sneak and do that. No, but he could sneak and do that.
I've had that discussion too.
What?
I have informed whoever I'm with that is not gonna happen. If we've discussed having kids, the discussion was, don't you ever even think about doing that.
But you wouldn't know.
No, and if he did it, it would be like wrong. It would be dishonesty. Yeah. He lied to me. You know what I mean? And that means you're not my friend.
That's true, but you may not know, if it happens. And then if you found out about it, that,
have a baby.
That's what you want. That's what you want. Sid said, look, I got enough money to dish out the babies, make you a millionaire. I keep on moving. Hey. So listen, we're going to talk more about relationships when we get back. Hey, Corey. And you're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We'll be right back. Hi, Corey.
Be right back, guys.
My daddy is into it. He said
108.9.
He didn't say you.
You want to answer that, don't you?
Girl. He said, Syndy B.
I bet it's just killing you seeing the soft glow just inches away. Someone wants to tell you something or ask you something. Oh, come on. Answer it already.
Hi, Lisa.
Just so we're clear, that wasn't my fault. Next time, ignore your inner voice. Don't text and drive.
Stay up on what's happening here at Power. We got new shows, new guests, and new events that help us connect with the community. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Power 108.9. You can also go to power1089.com to get all of the updated news and happenings here at Power. Thanks for listening.
she good now. She good.
I'm ready.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls.
Listen, we are back. Welcome back to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. Hey, Janine. All right, y'all. So we've been talking about relationships and families and babies and stuff. Michael in here playing the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch. Really?
That's a bunch for you, though.
That was a happy family, though.
Were they,
that was one of the first blended families on television.
I watched blended. I watched the Brady Bunch, but I was young, so I don't think I really processed, and I didn't watch it when I was older to be able to process that they brought families.
Yeah,
together.
he had 3.
And
she had 3. He had 3 boys. She had 3 girls. That's
Gotcha.
the Brady Bunch.
Did they have any together?
And that's their
No,
story.
they did not.
Oh.
They had a maid, though.
Brady.
They had a maid and a dog. Yes.
Okay, so that was their
He
child.
had 3 boys.
And then the last episode, he got caught cheating with a stripper.
He lied.
He did not.
He is such a liar.
You know what?
Whatever.
Well, at least not on the show.
But
maybe
listen,
outside the show in real life. Okay.
I wanted to add to the topic we just discussed. I know we're moving on.
Okay.
But I just want to say that if I am with someone and we are having the time of our lives, and I don't know, like I'm all about having fun.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to put any pressure on anybody, no pressure on me. Like, you just never know in life. So
that's very true. I'm glad you said that because I am too. Like I do believe that you should enjoy each other's company. You should have a good time, whether you have kids or not. The only thing is the regret if you can't later. It's like, well, was the fun that great?
Well, we are adopting.
Okay. I mean,
I've always said I wanted to adopt a child since I was a little girl. I always wanted to adopt,
That's
and I
so
always
sweet.
wanted one of those kids, one of the kids from like Africa or something like
That's
that
sweet.
I can sponsor.
I love that. Sponsor or adopt?
Adopt,
Because
my
some
mom,
responsibility.
my mom actually,
or a little responsibility.
well, sending money to
Gotcha.
them out there.
But not adopt, like come home with you.
Bring them. I don't know.
He
I
said
never
bring
thought
'em.
about that. I never thought.
Okay,
about
so that's
that.
not the same. Adopt and sponsor.
Well, adopt in the States.
Gotcha. You would adopt in the States,
But I always
or
thought
I gotcha. No, that makes sense.
Both.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. My kids want me to have 2 more biologically and adopt. I'm like, that's what your cousins are for. It's a no. I got one hand for one
Now,
and one hand.
what
the
if
other.
the hubby says he wants more?
He ain't. We on the same page. But if he did, I'd give it to him.
Okay.
But I just know without a shadow of a doubt that we good on 2. Boy and a girl, we good. But, okay, so now, getting back to the Brady Bunch and blended families and all of that. Now, I think you had said previously that you were a stepmom okay, so not technically married, so not technically a step-parent, but you kind of played the role. How was that when it came to their ex, because it was their children, obviously, their mom?
Okay, so initially it was awkward because I was told stories.
Okay.
But I've always been a person that I want to give the person the benefit of the doubt, like I want to meet her, I want to know how she is, me, myself, like how we interact together. So it was weird at first, but then as the years went by, we ended up being cool.
Okay. So.
And it was never, I would say it was never weird on her end, more on mine because of the stories that I heard.
Sure. After you got to know her a little bit more, did you think it was one-sided, or did you think it was the stories that you heard were a little bit more exaggerated to get you maybe to not connect with her as much?
Before I met her, like before we actually interacted more, because we never really got close,
Okay.
but before we interacted, I started to notice that there was an issue that wasn't necessarily hers.
Okay.
Because, if a person is constantly talking about a person or bad-mouthing a person, and it's like, just let it go. Like, sometimes you got to let it go. People grow up. People change.
Right.
Like, I believe in that. And, I mean, there were certain things that she did that I thought was not cool. But, I mean, at the end of the day, if you have a child with this person, y'all got to figure it out.
Right. So well, obviously, if you're hearing me, you're listening. When it comes to co-parenting, that is my actual real life, in co-parenting. And in my relationship coaching, I coach on that because I wasn't always on the good side of it. I wasn't the crazy baby mama or nothing like that. But being really the only one with my circle of friends at the time with having, you know, a child, because I was in my friends, only one of my other friends had a child, even though we were mid to late 20s. I closed off last week's show with my tip of the week saying, get that paperwork, get that black and white. And the reason why I said that is because there are some scenarios and some situations out there where they don't need the black and white. I know some, not many, but I do know some.
Rob Kardashian just did that.
But they do have black and white, though.
They let it go.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, he just announced it. They co-parenting. When their daughter is with him, he pays for everything. When the daughter is with her, she takes care of everything.
But guess what? It's in black and white, though.
I don't know.
It is.
We came to an agreement.
Now, if they came to an agreement,
because this just happened. He just announced it.
But I thought I saw that they have 50-50 split. So, which is a term, and I know all the terms. If they did go to court, that's perfect. But at the end of the day, it's black and white. But the thing that people need to know is if they had a black and white before and they came to that agreement on their own and it's not signed by the judge, that same parenting plan that was in effect still is in effect. Now, what you work out is fine. But if someone all of a sudden is in their feelings, they can come after you. Yes, they can. Yeah. And that's why there are a lot of dads out there really, really mad about child support, right? And, you know, I kind of, you know, waver between that as far as child support goes, whether it's, you know, just or whether it's not just. It depends on the scenario and what each person is looking like. But a lot of, especially the celebrities who may have had, or athletes or whatever, may have been making a certain amount of money before and they're not making that same amount anymore. My problem with their complaint is that you have to go to court to get it changed. You cannot blame. You cannot point fingers. You can't talk bad about the baby mama because you haven't done your part by going to court and making it legal and showing your receipts that you don't, you know, have the funds anymore to pay what. And that's why they get so far behind in child support and end up in jail because you still owe it until you go to court.
Right. But then you have those that get the money, but they're getting cash and they don't do anything at all either.
But that's the dad's responsibility to keep the records of that so he can show, you know, that he's been contributing, whether it's paying for extracurriculars, whether it's bought some clothes. We have to be adults.
I don't know. I had a friend, this was years ago, where he was giving her money. This is before court and everything. And he was giving her money. And then she took it upon herself because she got mad at him. Okay. And took him to court for child support. First off, she ended up getting less than the money he was giving her. And then second, all of the money that he had paid, like he didn't, it was like
receipts.
Yeah. So it wasn't.
And see, that's the thing. And I feel bad for that particular scenario because it's so many scenarios like that. But we have to take responsibility on the decisions that there are so many people that I know, people that I personally know that are really good friends of mine, people that I don't know that love. It's easier to be the victim than to take responsibility for what you did not do to cross your T's and dot your I's. And as bad as I feel for that particular person, they need to take that as alert. That's on me. I didn't keep my receipts. She filed for that because she's filed. She's going to have to deal with that on her own. But he can't play the victim, just like with, you know.
And he didn't. Okay. He didn't, but it's just
it's
like,
wrong.
It was just crazy because it's like you ended up getting less money than what he was giving you.
And she got what she deserved because she was wrong. And so that's the thing. You dot your I's, you cross your T's, you be the person that you're supposed to be, regardless of how, because they gonna get theirs either way. And that's what ended up happening to her. And what's that that basketball player and the girl was on Basketball Wives. Tall, they had twins
from L.A.
Gloria. What's the
Gloria Stefan.
Gloria Gaskin.
Gloria in there like that. The basketball player, tall, light skinned, curly hair
from L.A.
Yeah. Well, you know, she ended up getting locked up.
And she got locked up.
She did. Or she got arrested. Got arrested
For what?
For trying to pick up the kids from school and saying, it ain't your time, it ain't your time. And she was throwing a whole scene out there.
Was it her or her sister?
No.
It don't matter.
It was, I might have the wrong sister. It was not Gloria, the one who lost all the weight. Not that one. That's Gloria?
That's not Gloria.
Okay. It was, whichever one it was, the one who had the twins. And they were together on the show originally. But anyway, she was throwing her fit and all of that, trying to like, it ain't your time, it ain't your time. And guess what? He drives around with his paperwork, and she got caught up. So when we come back, y'all, from the break, we are going to do our 7:30 Crazy, this is becoming one of my favorite parts.
It shouldn't even be called 7:30 Crazy right now. It should be something else.
It's 7:30 because y'all they my 7:30 Crazy.
Because we ain't gone
I'm gonna
through
just let y'all
yet.
know. Okay, but if you don't know what 7:30 Crazy is, I need you to Google that so you know you're on the same page with us. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
After these messages.
They do have an agreement, Jahira.
Yeah, the agreement is when you have the child, you pay for everything. When I have the child, I pay.
No, I'm saying it was a court order final custody agreement. Yeah.
Ron said,
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
I've known him in elementary school. He was like, no, you didn't watch the Brady Bunch. You was watching the Cosby Show.
Right.
The Huxtables.
Cosby wasn't on back then when I was
What's up,
younger.
Richardson? Hey, Royal Kenya.
Hey, Nicole. Hey, Cal.
It was a lot. Hey. Husband.
She got the coochie doctor with her, don't she?
What's that?
Why you look at me? No, you looked at me. Right after you said that.
Is that man? I
Who? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? You talking about me? You ain't talking about me.
okay.
What you talking about? Whatever.
I'm not here for y'all right now. You know what?
You need to be.
She started it today.
I started it?
I don't know.
She started it
How did
today.
I start it?
With the earphones.
Right.
Because I brought
I
my...
can't hear. I got my headphones.
He fixed it. And he
No, he
fixed it
didn't.
for me. Yes, he did. He knows, right? See?
How about this? Can you hear now? We fight like
You
brothers
think
and
I
sisters.
don't know what
we?
he did?
We fight like brothers and sisters.
Listen, do you see that? Can you see that?
that baby hair you got over there looking like chili.
We ain't gonna talk about what the heck you got on your head.
I'm almost 50, so it don't
Talk
even matter
about
at this
some-
point.
Can I see?
Welcome back. They're messing here, y'all. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I hope that you guys have Googled, if you didn't already know, what 7:30 Crazy is. And last week, we had a story. So basically, at 7:30,
She can't even get the words out.
I can't wait.
Because
Okay,
it ain't 7:30 crazy. That's why.
they 7:30 Crazy. Okay, so 7:30 Crazy is a police code for when you got some crazy situations on your hand. And this week, instead of finding an article, hey Lori, hello, hey
Instead
Tamika,
of finding an article.
I don't have to go far to search. Okay, I have two 7:30 Crazy.
We are looking at
right in here.
We are looking at 7:30 crazy.
Boop, boop. If you guys watched my Instagram story, I had receipts. Ain't no
ain't got no
backpedaling
receipts.
in terms of
None.
both of y'all was on me. I was like, am I missing
Listen.
something? Am I missing something?
Okay, we listening.
Yep, we're listening.
Jussie Smollett.
What's his name?
I don't know. Jussie Smollett or Jussie Smollett. Whatever you want to call it, okay? You know who the hell I'm talking about, okay?
Nope.
So, all charges are dropped. No settlement Prosecutor dropped all charges. What that face for?
Watch this, Eddie.
Wait. Let her finish.
Now go ahead.
Yeah.
Get it out.
I just want to know. No, I'm out. The charges is dropped.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add to
No,
that?
I need to know
Because he's exonerated. He's got nothing else going
today.
on. He got nothing else going on, right?
What you own?
He
You want to go first?
You got to drop the news.
Free as a bird.
You want to go first?
No, Michael, can you go first? Because she on one.
Perfect.
So I'm
Perfect.
So I got
the other day, I was asked in an interview, Michael, can you sum up the J.C. Smollett case? Jesse, whatever. In 30 seconds. And I said, that is a great question.
30 seconds.
Follow me. You run a red light.
Okay.
You get pulled over by the police.
All right.
You get a ticket. You go to court. The judge looks at the ticket and throws it out. You still ran the red light.
Are you
You
kidding
broke
me?
the law.
Are you kidding me? That is not the same comparison.
Okay. Well, are you ready?
No,
because
hold on. You cannot compare a red light to you about to go
yes,
to prison
you can,
for.
That's what happened.
That's what happened.
They just threw it out. All he did
I'm
was
just
pay
saying,
his bail.
I'm just saying this. Let's not talk about the circumstances. Let's talk about the law.
All right.
Because as we're talking about, you were charged with running a red light.
Okay.
A technicality got you off.
Okay.
That's it.
You still broke the law, though.
Okay.
O.J. Simpson, on a technicality, was able to walk free.
No,
but he killed them people.
Allegedly.
I don't know about that.
No. I'm just saying allegedly.
But I'm just saying, just from a law, but from a law perspective, you just making light of the.
Well, no. All I know, okay, y'all know I'm about the facts. Okay, when you presented facts, your facts, which were not facts, they were not facts. Yet, they were not facts as far as convicting him. You said, they showed text messages, but he wasn't on the text message talking about go do that. You talking about he paid them money on the check. It
Those
said
were
personal. Yes, but I'm talking about. Come on now. I'm talking about. I'm talking about. He wrote a check that said personal training. If you want to twist it. That's all you. If you want to twist it to make it work for yourself, then you're gonna make it work for yourself.
That's what he did.
Yes, for personal training, and that's the fact.
He fixed it to make it work for himself.
Okay, so
the fact was that he wrote a check that said personal training. And we are in 2019. Okay, who is going to be committing a murder and writing a check? Go ahead.
They found a bloody glove at O.J. Simpson's house. They found blood in his Bronco.
The glove.
And they have a video of the Nigerian brothers in the store buying masks.
The Nigerian brothers.
So why aren't they incarcerated?
I have no idea about that. But I'm just saying the Nigerian brothers, not Jesse. And not oh my gosh, I cannot even.
What were they buying it for?
I don't know. It could be the setup. It could be like, okay, so we're going to set up Jesse, go in, it's going to be on camera of you buying hoodies and ropes and all of that kind of stuff. People do set up like that.
That was their setup.
Exactly.
All three of them. All three.
No, he wouldn't. Jesse wouldn't set up himself.
Yeah, he did.
Syndy,
okay. So tell me what information, because all I know is that charges were dropped, and I didn't go back to look to see any what was said, what was the reason that the prosecution decided to drop the charges.
So I just know that I really don't know the full details on why the charges got dropped. To be honest with you,
did y'all hear that?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cindy, let's go back.
What I know is
let's go back.
I need a break.
Let's go back to another case in Chicago about 10, 15 years ago by a dude named Robert
Kelly.
Okay.
Who was accused of molesting a minor.
Sure.
Back then on videotape.
Yes. We
saw it with our own eyes, but the case, he was acquitted.
Right.
But did he not do it?
What I'm saying to you, what I'm saying to
you. Did he not do it?
I don't know. I know what I believe, and I believe that he did do it. Okay, but that's because I saw him on the tape. Y'all haven't seen Jussie on nothing. You haven't seen him on a text message. You haven't seen him on a video. You haven't.
We saw him say he's the gay Tupac. He performed the next day.
With committing a murder.
He said,
did Tupac ever like murder somebody?
No, he was just saying he was hard because he got into a fight.
He avoided for however long to show to hand over his phone over. Like, he had an issue with handing his phone. He had an issue with a whole list of things to do. Now, first off, Chicago people, and y'all know, Chicago, well, y'all may not know, but I'm talking about Chicago people.
I'm not coming for Chicago.
They call, I'm not coming for Chicago. I'm saying they call Cook County Crook County.
Yeah, because it's full of a lot of crooks. Not because necessarily.
The police department and their whole justice system.
I feel that.
Now their personal justice system is actually coming after Jussie, charging him $130,000 for them having to come out and do the things that they did to try and figure out what happened.
Well, I don't have anything to do with that. That has nothing to do with the criminal charges, number one.
Not only that, but the FBI ain't dropped nothing.
I don't know anything about that.
The FBI is the one that's still going.
But it's not that they're still going. They maybe have not made a decision yet. I'm almost positive that's going to be coming soon. But if the prosecution decided and they didn't, it's one thing if you're acquitted because you went to trial, but you acquitted off a technicality or whatever the case may be. But for the prosecution to completely drop all charges before even going to trial, and that's what I was saying about you were making a big deal about being indicted. That just means we're gonna see about this.
But what we're saying is just because they dropped the charges doesn't mean you didn't do it.
Right.
They dropped the charges just because okay, you know what?
Somebody got paid.
I don't believe that.
Somebody got paid.
I don't believe that.
See,
it didn't make sense.
They won't let a black man be great.
No, it's not. I don't care if he was black or white. I think where the problem came in, Syndy, is because he made it a hate crime.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's where the problem comes in at. So now you're putting in jeopardy all of the work that the LBGTQ has put to work to say. That's just like saying, that's just like a white woman saying, oh, a black dude did it. And he didn't really do it. In the gay community, that's the same thing.
No, I get that.
You know what I'm saying? So
I get that if it were found to be true, but you guys are making assumptions.
He said that the two black brothers were white. That was the first thing he said, that they were white.
And they was yelling MAGA country. Who says that? Who says MAGA country? And what does that have?
I don't know a lot about that, but
what does that have to do with anything? Like what President 45 got to do with somebody beating up Jussie Smollett?
Well, if he said they were white, the hell
in Chicago.
In Chicago, right?
he was seeing stars, right. So everybody was white. Okay,
but he knows these people. He want to play it. Oh.
I went to the doctor immediately. Frank Gatson drove me. I was not hospitalized.
Gangster.
Both my doctors in LA and Chicago cleared me to perform, but said to take care, obviously.
And he had to write that down.
And above all, I fought the fuck back.
I'm a fighter.
He was acting.
That part was a bit much.
That was a bit much? Wait for it.
I'm the gay Tupac.
Listen, what made you say that? Tupac is rolling underground right now. He's been rolling like, what in the world? Are you kidding me?
No, listen. We're going to talk more about this when we get back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. They won't let it down, y'all. We'll be back.
Tupac.
It's funny how he's
I'm the gay Tupac.
you ever seen a double rainbow? Never. Not in a picture. In real life.
I can't even hear his music. I'm sorry. I'm so anti.
You know what? Welcome back to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. Yes, you better play that Jesse.
What's it? No, with that.
Empire?
Mute Jesse.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
You know what? This is a good.
I got something for you.
I'm gonna let you say it first. Before let me write that.
Cause while she writing whatever her note is, I'm gonna just say
I wrote
this.
down people's.
And FYI, Jahira,
people.
that is not Jussie Smollett. That is actually the Empire cast featuring Jussie Smollett.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me allegedly get this right.
All right, what you got for me?
What I got for you is immediately after the charges were dropped, the two brothers' attorney asked them to make a to go public.
Okay.
And both of them decided or said that they were going to go silent.
Okay.
Now, isn't that awkward to you?
Yeah.
That's
So
one.
who asked them to go public?
Their attorney.
Okay.
Both of their attorney. Well, they have, their brothers. So their attorney asked them to make a statement after Jussie was released.
Right.
And, everything got dropped. So, first off, that's not normal.
That's shady on their part.
But why would that be shady if they looked the man in the face already and agreed he did it?
Because they thought that he was going under the ground in the prison. Their attorney probably, and this is all speculation, their attorney probably wrote out or had someone write out some kind of speech or statement kind of pulling them out of this whole mess that they're in. But they have decided, for whatever reason, if they were paid off, like you're saying, or they feel like it's not justice being served, like you said, I would have turned over my phone. I would have done this. I would have been all up on that mic, especially if my attorney gave me it's one thing if the attorney was like, don't say anything. But my attorney told me to go ahead. I would have been all up on the mic. I don't know what had happened. It's the truth.
It's all like eerie to me. It don't nothing adds up. Because if you was in court and you said all of this, then it gets dropped and you can't make a statement. My thought first off is, why is nobody coming back after you if apparently now you might have lied?
Because they ain't got no money.
No. Why isn't anybody coming after you if apparently the brothers?
Right. They ain't got no money. What's the point?
They lied to the cops. They lied on the oath.
But that's the thing, that they would have to
if they lied.
They would have to spend even more money proving that as well. So they're not gonna change their story. They're gonna stick with that story or they'll be in major trouble. So they're gonna stick with that story, but for people to come after them to be able to change the whole narrative of they're not worth it.
They're not worth it. Jussie Smollett's life, the fact that he just went through all of this is not worth.
Jussie's not going to go after them because they're not worth him spending his money on them. He's already spent enough, I believe, on attorneys and this whole, scenario. But I'm talking about, any FBI or prosecutors because, the state could bring charges against them if they wanted to, but for what? They don't have any money.
And then the other question
and I won't say they broke. I'm not saying they broke. I'm not saying that. I don't know nothing about them. But they don't appear to have the same capacity to be paying attorney bills and state bills and county bills as perhaps we may assume Jussie may be able to.
Well, we don't know that.
No, that's why I said assume.
But Shoot, I just lost my train of thought.
Well, that's okay. So when you were talking about the two brothers, I think that they wanted to go ahead while the getting is getting good, go ahead and remove themselves out of this and just let it go away.
Somebody got paid. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So if, dang it, I lost it again.
Oh,
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to get it. And I'm
That's because you searching.
No, I'm
You
not
searching.
searching. These guys are throwing me off doing the weirdest things ever in life.
I do. Okay, so this goes on to what I wanted to say was I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, all of the things that you're saying about I feel the same way of when you were, saying that it's over. That's what you said. In my opinion, I think it's over.
Nope.
Over.
It's not, because the FBI is still coming after him, and the reasons the FBI is still coming after him is because he allegedly said that those notes, the letters he received while he was on set, that all of that basically goes with the reason why these two men came after him.
Right.
So the FBI is still on him.
I don't think they'll be on them for long, but I could be wrong. But I don't think that they'll be on him for long. I just don't think that they're pulling out simultaneously, with that. But I'll say this. I'll say this. In my opinion, this is. I remember there was a period in time I didn't like people too much. I didn't. I had witnessed so much two-faced. I had witnessed so much jumping on the bandwagon, jumping off the ship into another ship, and just going with wherever the wind blows or whatever. And sometimes you were waiting for something negative to happen so that you could go with that. And I'm going to be honest with you, even, with the same conversations I've had with my friends, where they had the same position as you guys. And I was very adamant about, I'm not saying he did or did not, but I just need the facts. What you guys are presenting me is one-sided. It's not two-sided. And it makes me think about friendships, or associates. And even though I don't believe in the word loyalty in terms of what other people do, I do believe in principles. And I do believe that, because I've experienced, like I said before, people blatantly lying on me with extreme details to where it would be like, well, why would they lie like that? So they got to be telling the truth. And it was a bold-faced lie. It would take snippets of the truth and twist it because of jealousy purposes or for their own intent. And I know I personally went silent, and I remember, I would pray to God, like, I expect you to fix this and restore my name. And he has always done it. But at the same time, that period that you go through when people that you love and that you thought loved you and that you thought supported you, and they went at the first blow of wind because a story seemed so immaculate.
I don't think that was the case. I think a lot of people were for him. We were all for him at first because we didn't know. I think as the story started to develop is when people started to be like, wait a minute, hold up, this isn't adding up. It doesn't make any sense. And the other thing I was going to say, I remembered what I was going to say earlier, is the treatment that he got, and that's one of the reasons a lot of the leaders of Chicago are pissed, is because the treatment that he got is not one that a lot of individuals would have gotten.
I agree. 100%
just $10,000 bail and that's it, and he's out and everything's expunged.
I agree with that. One of my viewers, Corey, he said, "What do we as a community want to happen, though? Like, after all that you're saying, after all that you're, adamant about, what is it that you really want, though? Like, what's the point? What's the point? What you want to happen?" So I want to know. I'm gonna ask both my co-host and the owner of the station, Power 108.9. What you want, though? What you want? Don't be giving me no violin, because that's we talking about a person's life. That's life, okay, that we talking about. So when we come back, we're gonna wrap this thing up soon. This hour goes by so fast, y'all. So fast. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We'll be right back.
Time to add that other hour, Syndy B.
I know, man. I'm going to have to be coming in here at 6. Coming in at 6. You got peoples. You got. No. Oh, no. Like back to back. We shuffle around. Shuffle. Okay. No. That's what I was gonna say. This is the last break that we're on right now. 4 minutes left. Yeah. 4 minutes left in the show, right? Okay. No handoff. We're not doing the handoff. Oh, okay, gotcha. So she's just gonna come in. Got it. Okay. And when she come in, Eddie, just get her set up on this mic first, so she can open up her show and then go into her break. And then when she goes on the break, we'll just leave. Switch out. Got it. Yeah, you go ahead. You ready? I'm ready. Just bring her back. Thank you for a light mood, child. Y'all got my blood pressure up.
It ain't over yet.
Welcome back, y'all. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I'm done talking about Jesse, okay? I'm done. I'm over it.
We're not.
I need y'all to be, what you want to say? You ain't got nothing else to say but some hypotheticals, assumptions, and ain't no facts.
Stay tuned tomorrow mornings with Michael and Friends. Okay. Michael and Jahira will break down.
Yes. 7 o'clock in the morning.
I'll be here. I could, believe it or not, I would come in at 7 in the morning. I'm up early.
But I do be tuning in because I have to, see the kids off to school and stuff like that.
I appreciate that.
So, we have talked about kids and marriage, co-parenting. We're going to talk about that some more down in the future because y'all need to get y'all life together. I see too many. I need y'all to get y'all co-parenting life together. Jeez. But you know what? I'm going to tell you this. My attorney that I had, he got my life together. He didn't have to say what he did, but he did. Even though it turned out the way that I wanted it to, he is the reason why I co-parent the way that I do.
You know what? I don't have any kids. I have a dog. And if somebody tried to come after me for him, it's going to be some serious problems.
I already know how you feel about your baby.
Anybody.
Okay.
So I already know if I had a child.
I know.
It's going to be out of here.
It's going, okay. So listen. All right, tonight, y'all, we are going to be at Bliss. Me, myself, and I, and my co-host. Okay, all three of us, all three of my personality. No, I'm kidding. And my co-host Jahira. I want you guys to meet us out. Look on my Instagram and my Facebook for the address. If you haven't seen it, you should have seen it already. I want you to follow me on @The Unbroken Experience and @The Syndy B. You should know how to spell my name by now. Okay, if you watching and you listening, look at the spelling. The N comes before the D. @The Syndy B and @The Unbroken Experience. And you got to follow @Power 108.9. And Jahira, tell them where they can find you.
Well, y'all know y'all can find me on IG at I am Arias, and that's JAHARIAS. Make sure y'all check me out.
And we are here every Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. I hope that I'm going to see you guys tonight at 8 o'clock. We're immediately after show. As soon as I leave here, I'm headed that way to Bliss. And let me leave you with my tip for the week. And it's just going to tie in all into that Jussie Smollett, okay? And it is, anytime someone comes to you about some gossip or some news or the tea, practice examining the facts. Okay, examine the facts, then make a sound, intelligent decision. Emotions, you can talk about your emotions, but make a sound, intelligent decision based on the facts. And if you don't have the facts, then you can't make a decision. Okay, don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Okay, be the person that you needed in a scenario that was similar to that one. Okay,
Jussie did it.
You Sorry. Know what? I'm put her on mute. Mute that mic. Y'all are listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I love y'all, and I'll see you next week. We out.
What's up, everybody? It's Voo's Views with the Naked Truth. So stay tuned because I'm about to bring on double board certified OBGYN, the doc lady. If you've been following me from day one, you know exactly who she is. If you have not, that's okay. You are about to find out who she is. She is the Oprah of doctors. And I promise you, this is not a show you want to miss. It's going to be life-changing. So stay tuned. I'm coming up. And shouts out to my girl, Syndy. Make sure you tune into her every Thursday before my show. Booze Views, the Naked Truth, Power 108.9. We'll be right back.